Oh, I see. It's not going to let me start until it actually counts down, is it?
Oh no, we're
Ah,
live now.
we're live? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My YouTube window that I have open is delayed compared to everything else, so that's kind of funny. Yes, coffee, good.
Coffee. And it's in an eat mug.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get one of those. Good morning, Trina. We have a special guest host today, Trina, of Technobabble fame, and welcome to the show. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So today we're actually besides doing the mostly normal stuff, we are going to just talk to Trina about her Apple journey. See how that goes. So hello everyone out there this morning. I see Dave. I see all things. I see Francois. Hello, Francois. Jeremy, Eric, and his beard.
And also
Good
other
morning, everyone.
also
Oh,
other
other
Eric.
Eric.
We have
Eric
Eric and Eric.
Hi.
Yeah.
And Klaus. Hey, Klaus. All right. So,
I think we have an echo in the chat. We have Eric.
Eric. Yes. Is your name not Eric? Do you mind if we call you Eric? So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let us
Before
get
we officially
started.
start,
Yeah.
just wishing everybody happy Pride. It's
Fantastic.
Pride here
Pride Month.
this week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the official Pride weekend here in Toronto. So
Awesome. Yeah, my wife was. I mentioned to you, my wife was at. There was a pride. They did a Pride prom because, of course, they're the draconian Florida. They had to do it off of away from the schools and everything. So, but yeah, she was helping work on that last night.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, so let us get started with eBay finds. Trina, you got the links up and ready?
I have the links all up and ready. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start with the first one. Let's see if I need to share this. Oh, yeah, sorry guys. This is every time I host is like the Wish version of the podcast. Give me a moment here. I am not ready.
Welcome to the Mac 84 version of the stream, where we're not prepared and the points don't matter.
There you go. All right. Okay. So first up is we have an Apple Macintosh assorted vintage equipment, SE Classic 2, Monitor 3, and Apple II. I thought this was an interesting mix. We've got, as it says, let's see if I can make this and begin the pictures here. There we go. So, yeah, it's just kind of a mishmash of things. We got a Macintosh Classic 2 with the checkerboard pattern, so we know that needs recapping. It looks like the other one boots up to a gray screen anyway, and we've got the tan and the beige version.
I love the color comparison between the two.
Right? Yeah.
Pre retro brighted. Post
Right, yeah, there you go. It's like one of those before and after, right. Yeah, so the Classic 2 is definitely a lot more normal color than that SE.
Yeah.
And then there's got a nice close-up of the screen of the Macintosh, the Apple III monitor. Unfortunately, it's got a little tear in the green phosphor screen on there. Did you ever mess around with one of these screens?
I have not.
Yeah,
they're not that plentiful around here, surprisingly.
Okay. Yeah, so it's got this kind of weird, kind of clothy mesh over it. I think it's just to help with the phosphor, with the flicker. So I think it gives it a little bit of a this kind of you get kind of these ghostly phosphor after images, but they're really hard to clean because of this weird texture, and you can actually get a rip in them. Other than that, the rest of the monitor doesn't look in too bad a shape. Of course, with the Apple III monitor, it's quite a bit wider because it was intended for the Apple III computer. So they actually made a shell that would go over the Apple IIs so the Apple III monitor would sit on. Now this one also, the Apple II has this weird little critter on the side.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what is that? I saw that in the photos, but I couldn't figure out.
Yeah, and I can't quite make out the details. So something port 2. Let's see here.
Maybe somebody in the chat might know. If anybody in the chat knows, let us know what this might be.
Yeah, are they? Because I can't even tell. It looks like there might be dip switches. I wish it was
what if you Command plus
paddle adapter?
Try Command plus and enlarge the photo there. See if we can.
Oops, nope. That just moved it. Let's get back to that.
1 second, please. Technical difficulties.
Please stand by. I got to get back to it. Come on. Ah, here we go.
So Eric Rangel said it might be paddle adapters.
I don't know. Oh, hey, here we go. I was hoping they were showing the inside of the.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like it's because that's connecting. So if you follow the ribbon cable inside, it is connecting to where the paddle adapters would go. Okay. Very unusual. So it looks like in here we've got that card, and it's going to probably be. I wish I could see what the other card is. Yeah, obviously it's also got your disc 2 card and then one other card. So. So all told, they want, let's get this back down, starting bid, $250. This has 3 days to go, ending ending this Wednesday.
I do kind of worry, though, about that shipping price. As we were talking pre-stream, I also sell and ship on eBay, so I kind of know what that would really cost. I mean, unless they're doing it as a loss leader, just sell the stuff and then take the hit on the shipping.
Yeah,
it might be something they got for free or something like that, so they're not.
I don't know. Yeah, so I do have to say, distance-wise to us, from where I am in Florida to Georgia isn't that far, so that may be why it looks as small as it is, but still, it's I mean. That monitor's not light. The two, this would be one of those you'd want to maybe also kind of contact them. They mentioned on the bottom that,
and they're also. I noticed that it's a recycling place too.
Right. Yeah.
Selling it. So.
Yeah. So who knows how good it is, really. And I do also notice, of course, the 2 compact Macs do not come with a mouse or a keyboard. So. But still, $250.
That's not it'd be a nice. It'd be a nice
you know what
gamble
you're doing, or you've got enough bits and pieces. Yeah, I think.
And it'd be nice, if you were living in the same city as where these are, because then you could, say, "Hey, I'll come pick them up locally," and save potential damage in shipping.
Right, the puzzle pieces of computers that you end up with. Well, at least with these, if they all broke apart, you'd be able to tell which plastic went with which Mac because they're of the color difference. So you got that going for you. So all right. So next up we have. Now, this is a fun one, guys. This is a Apple Macintosh PowerBook Duo 280C bundle, untested, with dock and disk drive adapters.
And this one, I have to admit, I am so tempted to put an offer on it. Put in a bid on it.
Let's bring up these pictures.
Because this one, out of the 3 auctions, this is one of the 2 that actually ships to Canada. Yay!
So you've got 2 Duos, the Duo dock, power supplies for both the Duos, a floppy, the external floppy for the Duo, and even though they don't show it in the initial pictures, it looks like it also comes with one of the mini docks.
And it also comes with some extra cabling as well that I see, like in the previous photo.
Yeah. So that's So it looks like we've got. Those look like serial cables to me, from the Apple Talk to regular serial, kind of thrown in there kind of randomly, but hey, whatever. They look in great shape. PowerBook Duo getting started, so it's got a book. And of course the Duo dock, is a great. Now, I don't know if I don't know where this key comes in. there's a key.
I
I
was
don't
going
think
to
my
ask because I
duo
don't.
dock locks or not.
I was going
If
to
it
ask that
does,
because I saw the key and I'm like, this is
yeah.
still relatively above my pay grade. So I'm like, do you need a key to start up the laptops? Like,
Well, I'm guessing it was something to maybe lock the duo into the duo dock so it couldn't be popped
okay.
out by you without the key. That is my guess because mine doesn't come with a key. Okay, yeah. So Apple's Anonymous mentions that yes, it locks the Duo into the dock. I'm sad I don't have my key, meh, because it's got an Apple logo on it, which I love.
Right.
So yeah, so we're talking place a bid. This has 6 days to go. This has got a while to go. This is free local pickup from Cincinnati, or you can get it shipped. And as Trina said, it can be shipped to Canada.
Yeah.
All right, so our last eBay find. Now, this was a very unusual one also. This was very intriguing. It is a rare vintage Mac port adapter, Macintosh IBM parallel peripheral.
You should click on the first image because that's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's bring that up. Mac port adapter. So, yeah, so they don't show the so it shows where it actually, this will actually connect to the printer port on the back of your original, Mac Plus 512K Mac, and it will take that serial and convert it to parallel. Pretty cool. So they show the actual unit, and it's very nicely made. It looks like it's a very form factory. Would not look too out of place, even though it's kind of a wart on the back of the Mac. It doesn't look too out of place. They did a great job on the. I'm looking at that logo. I realize I've got a trackball by these people.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it comes with the unit with the cable. I love on those. So the back of the box. This is what the description on there is. The Mac port adapter breaks the communication barrier between your Macintosh and the world of IBM and other parallel peripherals. The Macintosh's built-in external ports are designed to communicate with serial devices only, i.e. the image writer serial printer. So now with the Mac port adapter, you can use both serial and parallel peripherals. The Mac port adapter will allow you to run any standard IBM-compatible parallel printer or peripheral with your Macintosh. Expand the usable ports on your Macintosh with a standard Centronics connector with a 5-foot cable, as well as serial RS-422 port. Improve your productivity by eliminating cumbersome and time-consuming cable swapping. The Mac port adapter will not take up any more desk space, limit the performance of your peripheral device in any way, or put a dent in your pocketbook. And of course, there's a disclaimer on the bottom that says some printers and peripheral devices may also require a software driver. Ask if your dealer if your printer or peripheral will require a driver.
I love the it will not section.
Not.
That was
Yes.
That was epic.
Yeah. This is a product by Assimilation, and you said you tried to do a search on this, right?
Yeah. So if you read the description, I'm just gonna bring it up here on my end. It says, I could not find this on eBay, nor could I find it using Google. And I'm just like, okay, well, you don't know how to use Google. But so I tried doing several searches, like taking what he had put in the title and breaking it down. And then I looked at the side photo of the box where it said Assimilation, but that just brought up Star Trek Borg stuff. So that was really
your
useless.
printer will be assimilated,
right? But yeah, I could not, like the buyer, or sorry, seller. I couldn't find any information. On this at all.
But boy, this is one of those things that would be kind of tempting to get just to play with, wouldn't it?
Right.
So now,
I mean, $10.50 after 2 bids.
Still, this has 5 days to go. Yeah, right now it's only at $10.50. This is coming out of Beaverton, Oregon. And shipping on this should be pretty cheap. One would think. Probably don't have to worry about this being crushed. I assume.
I just hope if they do ship it in the box, that they would cover it with like brown paper or something, and not just
the box in the box.
Labels.
Yeah. No. Oh goodness, no. That would hurt.
We've seen that in the past, or at least I have in some groups where they buy it off eBay, and the person just slaps the sticker, like the shipping sticker, right on the box. And it's like, why? Because people get it for the box. A lot of times just the item for the box.
Who bid?
Oh,
Retro Techie.
we have 6 bids now.
Somebody's bidding. The bid war starts now. Who will end up with it? All right, so yeah, that's it for eBay finds. Again, I lack organization for the podcast. So we're no segues here, no musical bumps here, not for us.
We just wing it as by the seat of our pants.
That's it. That's
shorts
it.
As I'm wearing because it's been stupidly hot here in Toronto. So.
Yeah. People don't realize just how hot it gets up north. As somebody from Wisconsin, I attest to the 90-degree plus days with 90% humidity, just like we are here in Florida.
And that's the worst. Like that's the worst of it here right now. There's so much. Like it's been. I was talking to Mom the other night, and I said it's humid, and we've been having rain, but it's just been light rain, so it doesn't properly clear the air. Like we need a good thunder shower is what we need to clear the air.
Yep. So our main segment this week is actually just going to be talking to Trina.
Hello.
And kind of how she started her retro computer and some Mac specific, but retro computer love in general. So you were sharing a little bit of a story with me about how you kind of got into the Macintosh.
Into the Apple sphere. Okay, just
yeah.
I have a cat who wants to curl up on my lap and it's too hot, so I'll put her back there.
The cat looks very disappointed now. I'm just saying.
I just wanted to spend some time.
Oh, is that the cat's name Smokey? I see people in the chat. Opie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Retro Techie was saying it's Smokey here from the fires.
Oh, ha. Okay.
Yeah. Still smoky up in Quebec.
Wow.
But, yeah, so
okay,
how I got into when I first got into computers, they weren't retro. It was Commodore 64 was the first one that I used in school. So, but those were the days before it was considered retro. That was just
of course that was just the computer. Yeah. So you were a Commodore kid mostly? Did you have a retro computer at home, or a computer at home?
That was in school. Because we were one of the more low end schools, and all the higher end ones had got all these Macs, and we had a teacher who had gone around to all the schools and collected their Commodore 64s and set up a computer lab because the schools were just turfing them. So that was my first intro into computers, and then about a year later, Mom said we should get a computer for home, and I remember begging her because she was going to go with a compact because that's what they had at the office and that's what she knew. So, and I remember begging her at the time that we had to get one with both size floppies because floppies were the way of the future. So we got one. It was running Windows 3.1, and that was my first real foray into using Microsoft Windows and stuff. And then I just been into computers ever since. I got my first computer of my own when I moved out on my own in my early 20s with a Windows 98 SE HP machine, which was great. Windows 98 SE was a really stable operating system.
Oh, good.
Which I used
one of the few, right?
yeah, exactly. Well, they had worked out the bugs. Like second edition was really good. 98 was kind of iffy, but and then a friend of mine, when ME came out, was like, "Oh, you should," and he had one of these fancy things called a zip disk, which I hadn't heard of up to this point.
Yeah.
So he had the entire installer for ME on a zip disk and brought down a portable USB zip drive and put me onto ME. And after reinstalling 3 times in 3 weeks, I went back to 98 SE. And then I just kept going. And then I got into the Apple side when I opened up my own business. Oh my God, almost 8 years ago now. And the one interesting thing is, speaking of pride, um, so I was living in the what is considered the gay village here in Toronto at the time, and I had opened up my business. And the one interesting thing is that a lot of, and I'm not picking on anybody here, but a lot of gay males seem to use Macs. It
Mm-hmm.
seems to be, at least in the village, everybody used a Mac. But I had grown up with PCs and, studied my A plus certification and such. And back then, your A plus certification was solely based now on Windows. Now, like if you look at the newer books, it's Linux, Mac, and PCs. But back in my day,
Back in the day,
it was just simply PCs. So when I got my first, somebody came with 3 computers. One was a MacBook, white MacBook from 2006, 2007, first Intel ones. And after an hour trying to figure out how to get into the BIOS, I did a quick Google search because I was trying to figure out how to boot because there was no operating systems. Right. And I had a disk for 10.6.8 that somebody had given me. And I just filed it away. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll boot from this. And I'm like, how? How do I boot the CD? Because I was so used to going into the BIOS and changing the boot sequence.
Right.
And I'm like, well, there must be a BIOS. So, and then I found out, just press and hold the C key. And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's when I got into...
It's a lot simpler than trying to like hit that F8 key in the microsecond that you have after it boots on the Windows system to get I missed it. I missed it. Oh wait, no, this one's F2. I missed it.
Yeah, and every laptop or computer, except for Dell's. Speaking because RetroTechie had mentioned about asking me about my Dell stock, which I don't own any, but Dell's have been consistently F2 to get into the BIOS since, like, I don't know when. Windows 98 machines. I remember that's the earliest I worked on them. All the way up to the new ones. They're all F2 to get into your BIOS.
Oh, there you go.
As soon as I said it Dell, I'm just like, yeah. So, but then every other company has a different key. So yeah, so that's how kind of I got into the Apple sphere of things, and then people kept selling me and getting me to work on Apple computers, and then I had joined Apple Help, I think it is, on Discord, or not Discord, sorry, Reddit, which was a great community because as I'm slowly learning, like as I'm like running into an issue, I'd be like, please help, I'm trying to do this, and I don't know how to do this, and so people would reply, and then I started creating a sheet of all the like commands and stuff you could do to blah blah blah. You want to get into verbose mode, you press these keys, right? So I got into that, and then I've been slowly working my way into the vintage Apple. Gareth Beagle, who I don't know if he's in the chat this morning. I think I saw Gareth. He was kind and sent me a Performa 650, which I've used once, and it's now sitting in my corner. But I picked up at work, somebody was throwing out a beige, actually you can kind of see the beige monitor right there, sitting over my shoulder in the background.
Let me see if I can embiggen you.
Okay.
Let's see if, nope, that's me.
Yep.
You don't need to see my mug. Nope, nothing.
Oh.
Forget it.
Okay.
You're out of luck.
Anyway, yeah, so it's a 15-inch monitor that they were throwing away at work, which is VGA. And it's beige. And I went, ooh. So I checked with my boss, and I'm like, can I take this home? And he's like, sure. Well, fine. He let me take it home, because I can't just take things, because they all have numbers on them. And
sure,
if I get stopped by security, they'll be like, why are you taking this? Yeah. But at least if they do stop me, I can say, talk to my boss.
That's it. Yeah.
I got permission to take it home. Although they've never stopped me. I've walked out with like computer cases in my hand. They've never stopped me. I'm like, do you know I work in IT, or am I just? I mean, I have my badge around my neck, so it's not like I don't work there, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I picked that up. So I think today on Dave's stream, I'm gonna hook that up. I did just power it up at work, and I saw that there was a screen.
So this is a so just to clarify. So this is a beige Apple monitor,
No, it's
or
just a
just a beige CRT.
beige flat panel. See,
Oh, flip.
it's a
Okay.
flat panel, which is even better.
Oh,
I
nice.
forget the make of it. I think Acer, to be honest.
So
But
so
yeah, just somebody was. We have a department that apparently likes to hoard. I think Steve runs the department because they like to hoard computers like crazy.
oh,
Um,
yeah. No. Once you get it, well, once you get into the whole, nothing ever leaves.
well, but this is a department in the hospital that
Okay.
just keeps. Like I went down on Monday and picked up a bunch of stuff, like a cart full, overfull of stuff from them, and then Wednesday they brought up another cart overflowing of stuff, and I'm like, how much stuff do you guys have down in your department?
Uh huh. Uh huh.
But
So
this was part of the haul that I got. And I went, ooh,
nice. So what is the oldest Apple computer you own? I know you've got an older one on the way.
yeah.
Of
So
whatever you got right
I
now.
have an Apple IIe, which one of these days I'm hoping will stop bouncing between here and Mississauga, which is about 20 minutes away. Um, we Canada Post has set a trap, quote unquote, that hopefully will get shipped to me. And then, so the oldest thing I own right now would be the Quadra 650 that Garth
Oh,
sent me.
nice, fantastic,
So
fantastic. Well,
I
good.
hooked it up the night that I got it. I did a live unboxing and stuff and hooked it up,
Oh,
and
very nice.
we got it all up and
So,
running. He put a blue SCSI in it for me. So
oh yeah, I love the. I need to get some more blue scuzzies. Those are just too awesome. Um, but yeah, so you mentioned Dave's stream, and so you're on quite a few different streaming shows, aren't you?
yes, people keep saying I'm taking them over. When I made the post, when I made the post on Twitter yesterday after getting your email, I said, "Oh look, another podcast I'm taking over or hosting on."
You see,
So
you did this totally wrong. Then you should have started the podcast with your back to the camera and holding the cat and just be petting the
yeah,
cat
right.
as you slowly turned around.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's too hot to hold the cat right now.
Yeah.
I got to get a fan for it out here.
So what are the some of the streams that you're on?
Yeah, so I am on Old World Tech Fridays, which airs every Friday. We stream every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Central, and we talk random computer stuff. It says Old
Hmm.
World Tech, but we cover both new and older stuff.
Cool.
Kind of whatever's in the news that week, we kind of cover, as well as
Hmm.
anything that comes to our mind. We talk about. There's three hosts. There's myself, Frank of Frodo Jedi fame, and then Ryan of Everything is Broken Garage fame.
Love the names.
Yeah, so Ryan, his channel is mostly devoted to car stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's Everything is Broken Garage. It's mainly a car. We've been talking to him about getting a tech channel separate, like
Hmm.
Everything is Broken Workbench or something. I don't know.
And then I know
Yeah,
you're also a regular on Dave's
I'm a
stream.
regular on Dave's stream, but that I don't really host. I'm just there in the
Uh-huh.
background. And then I also host with Joe of Joe's Computer Museum, Ron
Oh,
of who's in the chat of Ron's computer videos, and Javier of Javier fame.
yeah.
Um, and we host the Retro Repair Roundup. Wow, see the problem with all these shows with the word retro, I get them confused in my head. So yeah, we do that every first and third Sunday of the month, and that is at 8 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Central on Sunday.
And these are all you can obviously find all of these on
You can
YouTube.
find all these on YouTube. Yeah. And then
Fantastic.
last week, on Father's Day, we gave all the dads a night off, or I did, and I took over the sole hosting responsibility for what I called Trina's Retro Repair Roundup.
Nice.
And we had a mostly we had no men on the stream, just to show that hey, there's other than well, you might get some hate on this one, but there's other than just guys that are into this community. So,
mm-hmm.
we had a great slew of guests, such as Taylor and Amy. For those who follow their channel, Tech Ambrosia, another great YouTube channel. Evie of Backbit, I believe it is, fame, who does adapters for several different consoles,
Nice.
or different like Atari, Macintosh, things like that.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
Well, cool.
And we also had somebody. We also had somebody from NASA with us.
Hey,
one of the guests. Yeah,
that's really cool. It's a. I love the retro crowd. All seem nice, wonderful, laid back, helpful people.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I appreciate you coming on and kind of talking about this. I really do need to watch more of the streams. I learn so much every time I do, and they're a great, just kind of motivation when you're just sitting there working on your own stuff, of helping you stay, kind of productive on fixing, because anyone who collects old retro stuff knows they're gonna have to spend some time fixing things, tweaking things, and it's a great great place to learn different skills that you may not already have, or just once you kind of know some of the people, if you get stuck on something, to ask, hey, what should I try? So yeah.
Well, yeah, that was like, as I said, when I first started on working on Apples, and I'm looking at how do I get into the BIOS, and I'm there pressing the escape key, the F2 key, going, none of these are working. What's the magic to get into the BIOS on an Apple? And I'm like, and then as I said, I started with Reddit, and found Apple Help, and great community there.
Reddit is fantastic. It's a shame what's happening with the owner of Reddit, because Reddit is, it's a great hobby.
But yeah, there was a lot of
communities.
Because I would always put in my first couple of posts, like, I'm a complete newbie working on Apples. I come from the PC land, so part of my questions, they might seem, easy, but how do you boot from CD on an Apple?
Sure, yeah. If you don't know, I mean, it's like, it's still got to be easier going from PC to Mac than Mac users trying to figure out this stuff on PC. It's the first time you see a BIOS on a PC, you're like, okay, I have entered a whole new world, and I don't like this world. Yeah.
I like Eric ways. Try getting into the BIOS on an Apple IIe. Well, if Canada Post ever figures out delivery addresses, which I have given to the person who I escalated my problem to, but if they can figure out the address, the delivery people,
there you go.
I will try to get into the BIOS of an Apple IIe soon enough. Fingers crossed.
I won't. I'm not going to say anything. But I hope you enjoyed the Apple IIe. It was. I have to say though, if you grew up using Commodores, the IIe graphics are they're not great compared to the Commodore 64.
Right.
But yeah, it is my nostalgia, definitely. So, all right. Well, I don't have anything for like the Apple news this week, because again, I am a total slacker and I did not prepare anything, but that's okay. I think so. I think we are pretty much done for this episode. I will probably not worry about trying to get anything set up for next week. James is still out. The world traveler that he is, and where is he traveling to? He is. I think he is in Germany right now.
Oh, nice.
So, somewhere.
Was he born there or something?
No. No.
Oh, okay. No. Okay.
Nope. Just him. He's going to visit. So I guess until next time, it's not old. It's
retro.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining in this mess of a show.
Oh, we
But
had fun though.
that's right. We had fun. That's the
And
important thing.
eat.
It's the friends we made along the way, right?
Oh, and
Yeah,
Proto.
he's
I
going to
see Proto
Sweden too.
Jedi is in asking what did I miss. I was thanking you for sending me
Okay,
the
let's do
Apple.
a recap. I
Yeah.
came in and I said no.
I was thanking you for the Apple IIe that I can't ever seem to get delivered, but you sent it to me. It's just now
That's
in
right.
Canada Post hands that it keeps bouncing.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. I'll have a great day, and
Oh,
we'll
just
see
before
you
I
all.
go,
Yeah.
because I was
Yeah.
told when I was doing my last stream, we started showing off weird items,
Oh,
and
okay.
I got a message from Ryan in on my Discord, but I was too busy with the stream to pay attention to it, and he wanted me to show, so I will show it here. The Commodore phone.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
So
I love it.
this was only sold in Canada with a Vic for the Vic 20s or with the Vic 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, with their modems back in the day.
Oh
And
my gosh, that is great.
these
A
are
dial-up phone.
a
Oh, I
dial-up.
mean,
Yeah, dial-up
dial.
with the, as you see, there's the Commodore logo in the middle, and
Oh
then you
my
have
gosh, that
Commodore
is
on the front.
killer. So do you have did it have a modem it would sit on type of modem? Did it have
I believe so. I don't really know much about the history except for it's a Canadian only thing, and there are many people. Big bad biologist, geek with social skills, Joe. They all want one, um, but we can't seem to find them anymore. I really looked in. There was two when I went. I just I forget where I first saw it. It was a few
uh-huh.
years back, and I went, "Ooh, I gotta see, I gotta see if I can find one." And I went on eBay and I found two of them. One was $135, and I went, "Not for a
Oh yeah,
phone."
yeah. Yeah.
And then I found this one that was in Quebec, and it was on an auction, and I got it for like $30.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, "Ooh, I'll pay that." Um, but I keep searching every so often on eBay for them. Nothing. No one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everything is Broken Garage has he is
Yeah,
one.
he has
So
one as well. And what he's doing is, so this summer he's going around. So he lives up in Newfoundland,
uh-huh.
very, very far north. Titanic land, actually, because that's just the Titanic sank just off the coast of Newfoundland. But he's going to go around to all these antique shops that sell like old stuff and see if he can find any for the people who are looking for them.
Fantastic.
He has a shopping list of people that he's looking for. He's going to go around and see if he can, because as I said, we can't seem to find them locally or online anymore.
I was going to show off if we were talking unusual things, and I thought I had it handy, but I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. I have a Apple ADB mouse that is shaped like a mouse. I'll have to show it off next time.
There you go.
But all right, so that is it for today, everyone. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your day, and
don't forget Dave of Vintage Apple Tech. I'll just put a plug in for Dave.
Oh yes,
Dave
please.
is streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central.
Fantastic. I hope to join again at some point in the future when I've got stuff kind of ready to work on. So
well, you can just join and hang out.
Not today, I can't, unfortunately, but it'll happen again. All right, bye everyone.
See ya.